Ciao comrades and hola compañeros! Welcome, pleasure to have you here. Today we are catching up with all the latest and greatest from the Vita Homebrew underworld, and we are starting up with a port of GLoom. ZGLoom is a native Vita port of a Doom clone, originally made for Amiga computers. It was running with a lot of slowdowns before, but now after the updates, it's running so much better. I'm a huge fan of this game ever since I first discovered it thanks to this ZGLoom port on the Vita, and I'm super pleased I can now enjoy all 4 games at super smooth frame rate. Yes, 4 of them. GLoom, GLoom Deluxe, GLoom 3 and Zombie Massacre. And super smooth cause latest update brought an option for stable locked 30 or 50 FPS. Alongside some nice scan lines, film grain and atmospheric vignette options. You can enable all of them in official settings, but there is now even a unified config.txt file too. I've been playing all of them at 50 FPS with scan lines and all of the other filters enabled. There were still some frame drops, but it was really minimal. Big thanks to the developer Antiveli for coming back to it. It was released a while back, but now after the Rin has discovered the new speed hack for Vita GL, he came back to it and improved the performance by a lot. There were also other several improvements. You can see the full changelog on the screen right now. So here is the launcher. We can choose of any of the games: GLoom, GLoom Deluxe, GLoom 3 and Zombie Massacre. There is also manual if you're into it. Now we start a new game. Here we press start and we can choose from bunch of options. Control options, rapid fire on off, right stick sensitivity, sound options, display options. Here are all the filters and scan lines. Scan lines off, on, film grain on, off, and we can also set the intensity, atmospheric vignette on, off, and we can also choose strength, radius, softness, warmth, etc. And here we can also choose FPS lock 50, or if you put off it's 30. And of course blood intensity. I've been playing with all the film grains and scan lines and vignette on, and it looks like quite good in my opinion. It's the best way to play like that. It has that retro feel. Second amazing, stunning, breathtaking update is for DS Vita emulator. This is the update we've been all waiting for, cause it brought the real quality of life improvements. It's a version 0.8.2, but I feel it's more like a version 1.0 already. It brought a pause menu. You can press PS button and you can choose to exit the game, go to settings, exit emulator or continue. It brought, of course, performance improvements as well as language setting. And most importantly, more screen layouts and scaling options for each layout. Screen swap has been also enabled. This is huge because now we can finally enjoy the most screen real estate for each game. So here we play in The Legend of Zelda. We can play PlayStation button. Here we can go into settings, quit game, resume, exit game. Previously we couldn't go into settings whilst playing, so this is nice update. Here you can see what we can change. We can change the screen layouts, we can swap screens, and we can also scale the screens. We can toggle joystick as D-pad on off. Joystick as D-pad is always handy. And when we press PlayStation and left or right triggers, we can toggle the screens. I mean toggle the screen layouts, as you can see. Horizontal, vertical, stretched, normal, all kind of different layouts. Top only, bottom only. I like to leave it like this. I mean, now we need to swap it, yeah, like this. So this is bottom, this is top, but this depends clearly on the game. Now it's all nicely visible, top screen and bottom screen as well, but if we don't like bottom screen, we can switch it off, but I mean it's nice even like this. PlayStation and circle is we scale in the bottom screen, really small, bigger, and PlayStation and square we scale in the we scale in the top screen or bottom, whatever. When I scale it really large, now it like moves wherever I go, so I can always see the character. I wouldn't really leave it like this. I would leave it like normal, like this. Yeah, this is the ideal screen scenario for me. Microphone support has been implemented, so now you can also play the games that require it. HLE compatibility has been improved. There were also plenty other fixes introduced, but these were the biggest ones. and they certainly moved the emulator up a notch, a big notch. Now there is also a compatibility list available on the official GitHub release page. So this is official GitHub release page for DS Vita. You go to issues and here you scroll down and you can see compatibility list. You can see all the latest additions as well as all the older ones. Star Wars Episode 3, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Star Trek Tactical Assault, Diddy Kong Racing, TMNT, Need for Speed Pro Street, Final Fantasy 12, WarioWare, Touched, Kirby's, and here also all the other games. There are so many of them already playable at acceptable frame rate that it's really mind-blowing, if you ask me. DS on the Vita with the screen size and scaling options is super impressive, I'm a big fan. Big up to the developer Jarek for keeping at it. Now all we are missing are save states, cause right now you can only save in-game, not in an emulator. This is not as a big of a deal for me. If you also like DS emulator on the Vita, I've got more good news for you, because from now on it's also supported inside the RetroFlow Launcher. That's the eye-catching launcher that every reseller is using to boost this engagement. I might even use its eye-catching capabilities to boost my thumbnail click-through ratio engagement. So here we are in a RetroFlow Launcher. We change category with the square and we change the look with the circle. So now I'm changing the look. It looks pretty nice. To download all the covers, all I did was that I pressed start, then went into artwork and then press on the covers here, download. And that was it, all the covers were downloaded automatically, as well as all the other covers that you can see here for all your other games in all the other categories. Well, majority, because as you can see here, for many ports or homebrews, there are no covers, you need to download them manually. But for most of the official and PSP and PS1 games, yeah, you see, they are downloaded automatically. Then when we want to launch a game, we just press X on it and it will launch it automatically via the DS Vita emulator. Now we are in game. Now let's exit the MU and we go back to RetroFlow. And if you want to toggle some settings before launching the game, you press triangle, and here configure game in DS Vita X, and you can like toggle settings before launching the game. The launcher is okay. I mean, I'm still gonna be using just bubbles because it's just much easier, you know. Every time you close a game you need to go again, launch the launcher and then you can like choose the game. So it's mostly like to show off or when you wanna, scroll through your games in style. I mean, for sure it's nice to have this option. Here is the full changelog for the latest RetroFlow Launcher update. As you can see, DS Vita support. You may need to reselect your startup game start category as a new system has been added. User interface. Holding D-pad can now use to scroll quickly through games and menus. Battery charging icons added. Game images. Random game selection. And another improvements. Faster loading times. Faster game scanning. Now we have a sponsored part and we are looking at this portable monitor made by the brand Veout, and the model is V1. It has 16 inches, 1200p, IPS LCD, 60 Hz, HDR, FreeSync, and they are selling it for not a bad price. We will look at all the specs closely in a second. Inside the box there is a monitor itself, HDMI, USB for video, USB for charging. You can pick from 4 colors, black, gray, red, and I picked blue. It looks okay. The whole body is made out of aluminium, as well as the kickstand that works for horizontal as well as for vertical orientation. It is all quite sturdy and the monitor is very thin, just about 0.3 inches, and is also quite lightweight. From the left side are all the buttons and ports, mini HDMI, 2 USB-Cs, speaker, back button, pressable wheel for menus, and headphone jack. You can connect it easily via a single cable to your phone or some kind of handheld, for example. It will take the power from the device that it is connected to, but the brightness will not go to 100% to conserve the battery. As you can see on the footage, it's still pretty usable even like that, but it's always better to connect it separately to the power bank, for example. Then the brightness will go to 100%. That's what I did next. I connected it to my Retroid Pocket 4 Pro via single USB-C. The picture quality was nice. I scrolled through the menu, you can play with bunch of settings in there. They're using 16-inch IPS LCD panel with 178 degrees wide viewing angle. The quality is decent in my opinion, the HDR looks also acceptable. You can of course connect it to Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox, PC, Mac. And you can also use it as a second screen for your PC. They are selling it right now for 75 American dollars, which for these specs is not a bad price. To find out more about it, check the link down below, and now let's get back to Vita. If you haven't caught it, there was also an amazing port of Hill Climb Racing released recently. I've been having some fun with it lately. I've unlocked bunch of new levels and new vehicles. The frame rate is okay. It controls nicely, but every now and again there was this issue after completing the level. It like froze and then crashed when I've pressed X. Would be great if this can be solved, cause it's super enjoyable game that I always love to play, but it's kinda discouraging when this happens, cause then all the money that I've earned are gone. Next mind-blowing port that was recently released is a Batman The Dark Knight Rises. This is an open world homebrew Vita game ported by Rin. I've made separate videos for this one as well as for the Hill Climb Racing with full showcase of frame rate, controls and installation instructions. Feel free to check it out. I'm just repeating it in case you've missed it. It is surely worth installing and I would recommend you to do so because this is kind of a AAA homebrew we've been all waiting for, and now it's here, and despite it being just a 0.8 release, it's polished enough for a good installation and some fun. And when the update is out, you just update the VPK, no need to set it up all again because you've installed it already. Rin has also updated two of his older ports to the latest Vita GL version, Thimbleweed Park and Punk Adventures. Both games now run considerably faster. I'm really glad even these older games still get updated when some new discovery is made, like this important Vita GL speed hack. Can't wait for more updates. Next is an update for MU4 Vita++. SNES 9X 2010 core has been replaced, and basic retro achievements functionality is now supported, but no hardcore mode yet. Not every core supports retro achievements. If the core supports it, you can enable it in the options. Last but not least is a port of Chicken Gun by Nono Gamer. Last time I've been trying it, I was playing online multiplayer, but when I choose play now, it's like trying to search for some servers, but it's not finding anything. Before I've been able to join a game with some 3-4 players. Now we have just infinite loading, so I guess nobody is playing. We can try to play offline. Now we are in game, we can change a gun, shotgun, sniper rifle. It's good, but I mean it would be much better in the online multiplayer, like I have a dead match or something. That would be really nice. As I said, I was able to do it last time, but nobody's playing this time. And it's exactly the same with the last port, Memes War, by the same guy. It's an online multiplayer game, but I wasn't able to find any matches because I guess nobody's playing it. And again, you can just launch a single game, choose a map, waiting for other players, but again, I'm just alone. So maybe if you have any friends and you wanna play together, might be worth trying out. We can change guns or whatever. This is like if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, join, whatever your heart craves for. I would like to thank you all for watching. I would like to thank to all of my members and Patreons for their continued support. It's greatly appreciated. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.
Franky do paroma je megastar, a nežije si v biede. Žobrákovi pred kinom daroval svoje nové CD. On si to fakt nemá kde pustiť. Fakt nemá kde pustiť. Fakt nemá kde pustiť. Nemá kde pustiť.